Hi, I'm Tristan Santucci, and this is Before Your Bedtime. Today, we don't have any topics but one, and it's a big rant on Overwatch. If you like or agree with any of the points that I'm about to present, please feel free to subscribe. Anyways, fuck Overwatch. That game is threatened to be playable and good for a very long time. It was almost there, and they actually had us in October 2020, where you could successfully play any hero you wanted. And then Blizzard, like they've done in the past, have decided, you know what? We're gonna fucking nuke all the hit scans. Then we're gonna not touch any of the tanks. We're going to consistently make every of the wrong decisions when you had it so perfect in October, but then you decide to fuck it all up. And not to mention the absolutely atrocious hero kits in the game. Like Echo. Echo has every tool in her toolkit to fucking dominate a game, and she can just choose not to be countered. She has the most powerful ultimate in the game because it can be anyone else's ult, but you can use it several times in a row. That's not very fun. I wish, in competitive shooters, high skill checks should be rewarded. If you're able to pass enough high skill checks, you should be considered to be a good player. Now, in MOBAs, those high skill checks come in the form of ability usage and management. And in shooters, those high skill checks come in the form of just purely aiming and hitting a lot of really difficult shots. In Overwatch, they have a mix of the two. Although the MOBA aspects of Overwatch are a lot easier to manage than the mechanical aspects of Overwatch. And so we've consistently seen a disparity in the lower ranks where ability-based heroes completely just fucking ruin games. Like, for example this. You are a McCree. You do about 70 damage per shot, and you shoot once, maybe every half second if you're lucky. And then Doomfist shows up, and it's whipping its dick on the table. Massive schlong, by the way. And he holds right click in your general direction, and boom, poof, 300 damage, you're fucked. That is the general theme of ranks in gold and platinum and that sort of area. The healing in the game just simply cannot keep up with the raw amount of burst damage from the projectile heroes like Echo, Hanzo, and Doomfist. And yet, the counters to them, things like McCree and hit scans, have been consistently pummeled into the dirt because they were too powerful because people were good at aiming. In a first-person shooter, the last thing you want to do is punish the mechanically good players. Because in that case, you're basically fucking over your competitive integrity and the reason to play your game as a competitive game. And you may think, oh, the casual audience, you can't aim that well. Though there's plenty of heroes still in there for them. You don't need to be mechanically gifted to play hit-scan heroes at a high level. Anyone can pick up a soldier or McCree and just start shooting stuff. And that is the glory of it. And the ones who are really good can get exceptional amounts of value out of it. And then Blizzard looks at it like, whoa, dude. Fucking owl level players just dominating on the highest skill cap heroes in the game. Better nerf it. I don't think people were really complaining about Widowmakers dominating a game. You shouldn't be balancing at the top 1% downwards. You should be balancing for the majority of the player base. And what the majority of the player base want is just to play their fucking game and not have annoying heroes like Sombra, Mei, Doomfist, Echo, stuff like that completely ruin their experience. And then you have all the tank players who get all of the treatment, all the fucking spa. They get the full 5-star accommodations from Blizzard themselves, basically having the game be rolled out on a golden fucking platter for them. And you made me think, oh, didn't Sigma recently get nerfed? Doesn't fucking matter. He still has a shield you can put wherever the fuck you want, a budget defense matrix that gives him shields, and one of the best ultimates for just completely fucking a team. Sigma has all of the damage, high health, and all of the survivability. And in a shooter, and especially a MOBA, you don't get to have all of the damage and all of the survivability. That shouldn't be allowed. But then fucking Blizzard's like, yeah, sure. We'll let Sigma do 120 damage per left click and have a shield he can just put wherever he wants and have one-shot combos. And then you get characters like Roadhog who have 600 hit points. They get at a free jail card and free one-shot combos. You have characters like Wrecking Ball who have basically the most mobility the entire game, literally unkillable because the only counters to it are low-level players simply don't deal enough damage anymore to even pose a threat to the Wrecking Ball player. And because of how unfun it is to play the game at the high ranks, because of all these weird, wacky changes where low skill cap abilities and heroes just completely fuck over teams, you have a massive smurfing problem. The smurfing problem in Overwatch is often downplayed by the YouTubers and just the general people who have voices around. But the smurfing problem is a problem because it's extremely prevalent. You can't really go 2 games without getting bodied by some fucking high diamond masters wannabe who's just disillusioned and cannot play at his own rank. And it's a problem that people can't play at their own ranks because the game's just not fun there. And so they go down and just bully all the new players, if they even exist in Overwatch, because a new player in Overwatch, just, there's no such thing. It's annoying. I'm fucking livid. I don't know why I have such strong opinions on Overwatch. I just hate playing it, but I keep playing it because it just sucks. It can be so good at times. And then every single time it's about to get good, Blizzard do some fucking boneheaded decision, some balance change that makes no sense, or adding just some cluttered garbage maps. They'll never take responsibility for their actions, and then you just get shafted. And for someone who's vision impaired like me, and I don't enjoy games like Counter-Strike and Valorant because they're just trash communities, and especially Valorant just sucking because of how slow and clunky the game is, where else am I supposed to go? Fucking Roblox? I can rant about that game if you want, but I'm not going to. This is solely on Overwatch. Overwatch is a fucking disaster. And how they think that they can get away with not releasing any new content for another year is quite frankly baffling. They've been working on Overwatch 2 for 4 years, and in 2019 they had it essentially a ready version of it. The full version, of course, but they had playable. It looked playable. And when Echo came out in early 2020, well, late 2019, I think, and they're like, yo, last year, no more content. It's like, that's fine for 1 year. Like, the game got really fucking stagnant, came close to being good a few times, and just kept on being just annoying as hell to play. And then we expected Overwatch 2 to come out this year, and it's not going to come out this year. And we're going to have to suffer through another full year of 0 new content. And if you say, oh, they add skins don't change the game on a fundamental level or really add anything new of substance. The events, they're all the same. They have been for the last fucking 5 years of the game's existence. The I think Activision and Blizzard have just completely given up. All their resources are just funneled into Overwatch League, and it's just left nothing for the people who actually play the game. And I don't even think an Overwatch League is probably going to take a huge hit because nobody wants to play a game that there's no content for. Like, hell, Counter-Strike still gets new content occasionally. It takes them a while, but it gets new content. Like, actual things you can play with. We just got a fucking cat cafe and a really annoying deathmatch map. Like, what the hell? And then not letting us choose which maps we play on is nothing short of disaster, considering how absolutely disgustingly terrible the map design is. And especially the game mode 2CP. It's ridiculous. Because 2CP requires a lot of teamwork and to, play effectively. And it can be fun if you have all that teamwork. And the map type looks amazing in Overwatch League because of all the teamwork. Because they're coordinated. But in Overwatch has to be the only team-based game where everyone's playing for themselves, the individual has no value, and you just get fucking pummeled because they actually had real tank players and you just had a bunch of DPS flex queues. Like, it's just insane how terrible the game teaches you how to play the game. New players are subjected to probably one of the worst tutorials in any video game. It's like, you load in a soldier, you learn how to press WASD, you learn spacebar, you learn to crouch, you learn how to press left click. That's about it. Nothing about fucking all the different abilities and how they interact with each other. Nothing about really ultimates, because Soldier's Aimbot is not really that interesting of an all, and it doesn't bring anything new to the field. It's just, it sucks. The only bright spot recently is all the changes they did to the mission editor. Well, not the mission editor, the fucking workshop. That stuff's pretty cool, and what people have done with that is nothing short of awesome. However, you can't rely on your community to make the new content for you. You gotta do it yourself. But you don't, and it just sucks. Nothing more I can say. I'm talking to basically myself, essentially, because I'm the only one who really cares that much, and I shouldn't care at all, honestly, because it's just a video game in the end, and video games are supposed to be fun. If a video game isn't fun, just don't play it. Although I'm indoctrinated into the sunken time fallacy of I've spent so much time playing Overwatch, and I've hit Diamond, and I've been Diamond, but it's just the game isn't fun, and I don't see how Overwatch will survive as a competitive title in 2021 if they don't start releasing heroes again. I know I've brought this up, I've said this before, but the thing is, Overwatch, what the draw of Overwatch is all the new unique heroes and the consistent new stuff that they shove in every 3-ish months. Well, used to shove in every 3-ish months. And then every event you're like, whoa, what's new? But then after a year or two, you're like, oh, it's just the same stuff. And then the last 3 heroes that they added are just terrible. Just absolutely just terrible. Well, not last 3, but yeah, the last 3. Fuck Echo, fuck Sigma, fuck Baptiste, and especially fuck Wrecking Ball. Every single time they've added a new hero, it's been broken and power crept the hell. Like, launch Echo and launch Sigma have been some of the most overpowered and overtuned characters to this day, and they still are, because they really haven't changed much since then. The only real change was the huge shield rework. And then speaking of the shield rework, it made characters like Orisa completely worthless. You can't play Orisa, because there's no point to, because Sigma just does her job better. Can't play Diva. Sigma just does her job better. Can't play Winston. He just gets melted by everything. Because, Echo exists. That's, I think, everything I have to say. Fuck Overwatch. It's just not a good time. If you liked my rant, please consider subscribing, leaving comment, liking, doing whatever those things. I would appreciate it. Maybe more rants in the future. Fuck Overwatch. This has been Tristan Santucci, and it's before your bedtime.